Okay, it's 9 a.m. and we call the Blanco County Commissioners Court to order this Tuesday, April 28th, 2020. Ask Ms. Waller to call the roll.
Judge Gray.
Here.
Commissioner Eaker.
Here.
Commissioner Weir.
Here.
Commissioner Leisman.
Here.
And Commissioner Grandberg.
Here.
You'll join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This morning we have one person signed up for public comment. Mr. Ken Welch be commenting or appearing before the court by Zoom.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
At your last Commissioners Court meeting, you voted unanimously to deprive me of my right to speak to the court. You also voted to hold my written comments in abeyance until outside counsel would be consulted before recording those comments part of the public record. In my comments, I called upon you to approve a contract to ensure the grant application will be done in a timely and effective manner to secure the road and bridge funds. I also provided my opinion regarding the lack of planning that this court has shown regarding road and bridge projects. Your discussion validated my opinion as you agreed that Alice Bass and we could expedite the effort in a format suitable to the text of DOT. You also stated that there were no well-defined projects and specifications in languages and deciding on a simple single project. No other county project was ready ahead of time. The expected planning process would always provide a list of projects in various stages leading up to final construction. House Bill 4280, which authorized these funds, was passed by the 86th legislature in 2019, and text dot rules were accordingly modified in November of 2019. Effective leadership of the county would have been aware of potential funding and could have had projects ready in advance. Nevertheless, I'm pleased that you have approved the contract. Judge Gray said he thinks my comments were insulting to the honesty and integrity of the court. He went on to say that I accused the court of participating in a criminal act and wanted the moral turpitude. Judge Gray's statements mischaracterized my comments. I choose my words carefully. Since Judge Gray refuses to have a dialogue with me when I offer my opinions on issues before the court, I must often guess what his intentions or comments mean. In this case, I'm assuming that he believed I was accusing the court of a criminal act when I said funds from this grant, although small, and the bribe money promised by Jimmy Morgan should all be devoted to specific sites. The definition of bribe is money or favor given or promised in order to influence the judgment or conduct of a person in a position of trust. That definition does not include anything about money or favor being illegal. Although I disagree with the approval of the Kinder Morgan contracts involved, they were legal contracts discussed and approved in the open court. The term bribe still fits. Regarding Judge Gray thinking my comments were insulting to the honesty and integrity of the court, I believe you are all honest. You honestly believe your decisions are the best for each decision. Since you believe absolutely in your decision-making prowess,
Time.
your integrity cannot be questioned.
Item 4 on the agenda is your consideration of approval of the minutes from the previous meeting.
I would like to make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Moved by Commissioner Eaker. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Weir, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5 is to review there are no line item transfers to review, so we will move to item 6.
I'll make a motion to approve the outstanding bills in the amount of $169,825.70.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Eaker, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 7 involves the bond renewal for the chief appraiser, Ms. Fry, and your acknowledgement of it.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the bond renewal for the chief appraiser and the payment of said bond.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Granberg, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next bond is for the Precinct 1 Constable, for your approval.
I make a motion to approve the bond for precinct 1 constable for payment of said bond.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Eaker seconds. Discussion. I think the discussion item that I want to make on this is just that you'll note that it's for an amount that that has been the routine amount of constables in Blanco County. So it is in conformity with practice, if that is something you are interested in. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9. It was Telecommunicators Week actually about a week or two ago, and unfortunately with all of the COVID-19 matters that we're having to take care of, it got set aside, and I'm asking you to consider and acknowledge a proclamation acknowledging our National Telecommunicators Week. And I will tell you that I think Judge Broadbeck made a point of, on behalf of the county, celebrating it with them, taking them some food and treats and such, and maybe we can still do something for them even after the fact. But as you can see, the proclamation is before you.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the proclamation regarding the National Telecommunications Week.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Granberg seconds. All discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, item 10 is a proclamation or a resolution that I am proposing for you, acknowledging Martha Hurden for her service as mayor. I think I'd like to read it into the record if it's short enough, if you will indulge me. Whereas Martha Hurden was elected mayor of the city of Blanco in May of 2017, and whereas she served faithfully in that position until April 17, 2020, and whereas the city of Blanco is a unique community located in the heart of the Texas Hill Country and is known for its charm and beauty, and whereas during her term in office she faced and effectively managed issues related to unprecedented growth and development in the city of Blanco while preserving its historic character, and whereas she made unprecedented strides in improving the relationship between city and county government, now therefore be it resolved and ordered that the Blanco County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes Mayor Martha Hurden as a distinguished citizen of our county and a patriot, and be it further resolved that Mayor Martha Hurden is hereby designated to be a lifetime counsel, consultant, and ambassador in the Blanco County Commissioners Court.
I would like to make a motion acknowledging a resolution honoring Martha Hurden for her service as mayor of the city of Blanco.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Granberg, discussion.
Would like to thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
Anything else?
How's your blood pressure?
I got the first good one today.
Well, good.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mayor Hurden, that mic's hot. If you wanted to just say a word right quick, you would be well within social distancing.
I'll make it fast. I can't thank you enough for that honor. It's more for me than just the city of Blanco, it is the entire county. And I wanted to make sure when I got into office that I put a hand of friendship out to establish a good relationship, and I'm proud to say that this has happened. I will do everything I can to continue to foster that relationship. I can't thank you enough for your service, and it was an honor to be able to serve, and also have good blood pressure this morning.
Moving to item 11 is the possible acceptance of the financial audit for the Blanco County Emergency Services District Number 2.
I'll make a motion accepting the 2019 financial audit for Blanco County Emergency Services District Number 2.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Granberg, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And next we have item 12, which is the County Historical Commission report filed by Ms. Howard.
I make a motion to accept the annual report from the Blanco County Historical Commission.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Eaker, discussion. Connie, is she by any chance on Zoom?
Yes, sir.
All right. Because normally Ms. Howard or whoever is the president would make a in-person presentation, but she wasn't able, because of the situation with COVID-19, I guess we're going to resort to this paper report, which seems more extensive than usual. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The next item involves the Master Cooperative Purchasing Agreement that's been established by the Sheriff's Association, and for you to consider authorizing me to join it. And Chief Leonard and the Sheriff are here, and Chief Leonard, if I could, or either one of you, I'm sorry, that would like to speak on it. If I'm not mistaken, we think they're going to have pretty good prices and be competitive with other buy boards, but they haven't, until we sign up, we haven't been able to use them. Is that right?
Have not been able to use them, but I do have their complete pricing on all the vehicles. And what it does, it opens up the ability to buy other vehicles other than just the Ford vehicles we get through the 14 contract.
So it's just another avenue of procurement.
Yes, sir.
So we leave it in the commissioner's hands.
I make a motion to authorize the county judge to sign the Sheriff's Association of Texas Master Cooperative Purchasing Agreement.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Granberg, discussion. Now, there had been a point earlier in time where there was a question about whether this was an actual authorized buy board that we could use, that they had done what they needed to do to be to satisfy the purchasing rules of the state,
Yes, sir.
and they have.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, consider authorizing the county judge to sign the Burnett County Interlocal Agreement Amendment. This would be for housing of prisoners in Burnett County if necessary.
Female prisoners.
Female prisoners, I'm sorry. That's what the amendment is for?
Yes, sir.
Well, is our current agreement ongoing for male prisoners?
Well,
Yes, it's the same.
and it mentions the male prisoners in here.
So basically, we're just renewing, but
Yes.
but also adding the ability to transport to house female prisoners.
Well,
Increase.
they've gone up on female prisoners.
Right.
But that's the only difference.
I'll make a motion to authorize the county judge to sign the Burnett County Interlocal Agreement Amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
I think Commissioner Granberg got there first. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 16. I have been requested to allow The,
Item 15.
I'm sorry, thank you. Okay, my mistake. Item 15 is considering authorization to advertise for paving within precincts 3 and 4.
I move that be authorized to advertise for paving in precincts 3 and 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Leisman seconds. Discussion. So, doing it this way, either precinct can use this process? Is that the point?
Yes.
Both of us.
Okay.
Plus, that opens the door for precinct 4. If this grant funding comes through and there's some left over, then I'll be in a position to be able to utilize it by having everything in place as far as the necessary bids and specs and everything. Basically, just have a project in place, and if some additional money is left over, I can just add on to the existing project.
My expression is just surprised that you would think there's going to be something left over.
Just in case. I'm prepared.
I am kind of under the impression that with the way prices are nowadays, that it's going to be the opposite, and that Commissioner Eaker's going to have to find a little money.
Well, when numbers come in, we'll know. But if there is some, I'll be ready for it.
All right.
As will I.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we can move to item 16. I've been contacted by a representative of the parents of the graduating class of 2020 for Johnson City High School, and they would like to, because of the interruption in school and school activities, they would like to use the courthouse grounds to place large headshots of their graduating seniors and their families all along the courthouse grounds for about a month, I guess until what would be the normal graduation day. These photos are 18 inches high and 24 inches wide. There's about 64 of them, and frankly, my very first reaction was I didn't see any real harm with it, but I thought they should have to use the north side of the courthouse grounds because we would want the south side to be used for Blanco High School kids. But then it occurred to me that the more logical thing would be that Blanco High School kids, if they were doing this, would want to do it in Blanco at that courthouse. So I don't know how they'd be placed around the courthouse. But I wanted to bring it to the court for your review and consideration whether or not to allow this rather unique use of the courthouse grounds.
How often do we have the grounds here mowed?
It depends on whether it's December or June, and whether
In this time frame?
whether there's been rains or not. And I can't tell you the exact time. Maybe Ms. Swift can, but it's when the grass grows enough and we need it.
About every other week.
About every other week. So I would think that if we could place it like right after he mows, then at least that'd give him 2 weeks,
Which he should mow Friday
Okay.
of this week.
So I think any time after Friday would be fine. And I'd make a motion to go ahead and allow the authorization for the placement of the JCISD class of 2020 signs to be placed on the courthouse grounds after Friday.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Eaker, discussion. When it talks about authorization, we'll probably do some sort of letter of authorization and with the normal things that we put in there about liability issues and such.
The parents' approval of it too, don't you? With their kids' pictures.
I actually, as you bring that up, I had not, but then again, these things aren't cheap, and I think the parents paid for them, so I think they're approving, but I would want to make that now a checklist, Mark, that the parents do approve of putting their child's photo in the public. That's a good point. Anything else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 17, consideration of a burn ban. Your silence tells me we want to move on that one for now, and that takes us to item 18.
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Commissioner Weir, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.